learning how to tune into and trust your intuition is a valuable skill to have, and it's something that you can learn. I actually used my intuition to save my life one time. When my daughter was born, I was home and something felt a little off. Now, normally that wouldn't be incredibly strange because typically after you've given birth to a human, your body feels off, as any new mom will tell you. But something was just whispering inside me that the way I was feeling wasn't right. And so I mentioned to my husband that I just felt off. I was listening to that intuition. I couldn't pinpoint what it was. He went and got his blood pressure cuff, and he took my blood pressure, which was 180 over 111. And I didn't know much about blood pressure, but he called the doctor and they said, is there anybody at home that can watch the baby while you get your wife to the ER? So my mom was there. She watched our daughter. We went to the ER. After a few tests, I was admitted right into the ICU. I had a very rare syndrome that I had never even heard of prior to giving birth. And I had done a slew of research. I read all of the books. It was called HELLP syndrome, and my liver and kidneys were failing, my organs were failing, and I could have had a stroke at home and possibly died if I hadn't listened to my intuition. So how do you get better at listening to your intuition? There is a really cool activity that I do with my clients to do just this. So if you get a piece of paper and a pen, on one side, I want you to write down all those times in your life that you had that whisper. You listened to that whisper. And because you listened to that whisper, you trusted your intuition, you avoided some tragedy, or maybe it helped you make a good decision. But whatever that is, I want you to take a few minutes and really think. We all have evidence of when we listened to our intuition and it served us well. So write those down. And then I want you to write on the other side, think about times when you heard that whisper or you had that gut feeling, but you ignored it. And then something happened that could have been prevented. And with a lot of the women that I've talked to and worked with, I would say 99% of the women that I've met that are divorced had that whisper before they ever walked down that aisle that that marriage was a mistake. They ignored it. And so listening to your intuition, it can save your life, that it did for me, and it can also save you from years of heartache and headache. Get both of your lists and then really reflect on circumstances surrounding when you ignored it, when you listened to it, and especially look at that side when you listen to it. And that is that evidence that you do have a good intuition. And so listen to it and maybe keep track of more things as you go along, and you'll become a master of listening to your intuition. Maybe someday listening to those whispers might save your life like it did for me. Get more tools and tips to help you live your best life, a life full of confidence, courage, and clarity by going to keystocourage.com. I also have a podcast on all podcasting platforms, Keys to Courage, and share this with someone that you think might use this tip today.